आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सोल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
In this question, you have to consider the species that are given to you, N3 minus, O2 negative, F negative, Na plus, Mg plus 2 and Al plus 3. So the first thing that you have to tell is what is common in them. So if I talk about N3 negative, then nitrogen has an atomic number of 7 and 3 electrons are added because this is 3 negative. So a negative sign indicates that there is a gain of electrons. So here it is 3 negative, it means that there is a gain of 3 electrons. So 7 plus 3 becomes 10 electrons. Now O2 negative, oxygen has an atomic number of 8 and there is an addition of 2 electrons, so this becomes 10 electrons. Then I have F negative, fluorine has an atomic number of 9 plus there is an addition of 1 electron, this becomes 10 electrons, right? Then if I talk about Na plus, now sodium has an atomic number of 11 and there's a loss of 1 electron because the positive sign represents that there's a loss of electron. So again this becomes 10. Okay. Now as far as magnesium plus 2 and aluminium plus 3 are concerned, magnesium has an atomic number of 12 and there's a loss of 2 electrons. This becomes 10 electrons. Similarly, aluminium has an atomic number of 13 and there's a loss of 3 electrons. So again, this becomes 10. So what do we see over here? What do we notice? That all of these species have same number of electrons. And such species having same number of electrons are known as isoelectronic species, because iso means same. Iso means same. So you saw that all the species that are given to you have same number of electrons. That is why they are isoelectronic species. So what is common in them? The number of electrons are common in them. Okay. Now the B part is arrange them in increasing order of their ionic radii. Okay. So anions have a greater ionic radii than cations. Why? Because in the case of anions, there is a gain of electron, and whenever there is a gain of electrons, more electrons are added to the atom, right? So new shells are also added. New shells are also added. So as new shells are added, the size increases. Okay, the size increases. Whereas in cations, there's a loss of electron. So whenever there's a loss of electron, the shells can be removed, right? There's a possibility that the removal of shells take place. This leads to a decrease in size. Okay, so the size decreases. That is why anions are always greater than cations. Okay, so greater is the charge on anion. Greater is the negative charge on anion, greater is the size. Greater is the size. Okay, and greater is the positive charge on cation. Greater is the positive charge on cation. What will happen? Less is the size. Okay. So greater is the positive charge on cation, which means that more and more electrons are removed. More and more electrons are removed and the size becomes less and less. And more negative charge on anion means more and more electrons are gained. More and more electrons are gained. So the size keeps on increasing. So greater is the negative charge, greater is the size, greater is the positive charge, lesser is the size. Okay. So this case is for cation and this case is for anion. So overall, anions have a greater charge greater size as compared to cations, and greater is the charge of anion, greater is the size, greater is the charge of cation, lesser is the size. So what will be the order? What will be the order now? Aluminium plus 3 will have the least size because it has the maximum positive charge and hence the least size. Then you will have Mg plus 2. Then we will have Na plus. Now we will have F negative because amongst F minus, O2 minus and N3 minus, F minus has the least negative charge and hence the least size among the anions. Okay. Then there will be O2 negative and then we will get N3 negative. So this will be the correct order for the increasing order of ionic radii. Okay. So that's all for this question.
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट IIT JEE मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।